What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is episode 3 of the Wiggins Wager. I'm your host, Candace Wiggins, and we're going to get right to it because we have so much to talk about. This is so exciting. We are now facing Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals between the Houston Rockets, who will be hosting the Golden State Warriors. So much on the line. The momentum just swung right back around, and now we are going to get right into it. Just as a quick reminder of what we do here on the Wiggins Wager, we are here to answer 3 critical questions. 1, who's going to win and why. 2, how many points will be scored and why. And 3, the margin of victory or the point spread. In addition to this, we will also be providing helpful commentary on players that we have identified as the keys to their team's success. And as always, here we value facts first, and then we fill in the gaps with our opinions so that you may be prepared to enjoy the outcome of the game no matter what it's going to be. And tonight, the outcome is going to be great. So, all right, let's have the conversation. All right, so the very first question is, who's going to win and why? And I say the Rockets are going to win. But I believe it's going to be tough and it's going to be close. And my brother is actually on the very opposite of me, of my opinion. He said that the Warriors will win. And he has his flurry of reasons why he believes the Warriors are going to win on the road this Game 5. But I, in my heart, feel as though the Rockets will win. And like I said, I believe it is going to be tough and close. All right? So there's really 2 questions now. Usually there's a biggest question, but for me in this game, there's 2 big questions. And it's all based off of Game 4. Now, normally I would tell you to readjust, like I did with the Celtics-Cavs series, to readjust Game 5, but oh no, Houston readjusted it for us. So it is no longer under that. This is a totally different idea, this game. This Game 5 is going to look a lot differently than the Game 5 that we saw last night. So there's 2 big questions I want to address. One is Houston may have found the winning formula, okay? And the second biggest question is Golden State, we have a problem? Those are in my opinion, are going to be the questions that will be answered tonight. Okay, so let's go into why I believe the Rockets will win. Okay, again, I will talk later on about my brother, why he feels the Warriors will win. So the Rockets, first of all, there's this guy named Mr. Momentum, and he's headed to Houston. He's already in Houston. He's been in Houston. And the Rockets snapped a record-breaking 16 home game winning streak in the last game. So Mr. Momentum is saying, hello, Houston. And Game 4 may have revealed the winning formula. And we'll go into that in a second. I'm going to go into that formula because I recorded the formula as it was happening, as I was watching it. And I think that it's very important to bring Game 4 into this Game 5. Not so much in the Eastern Conference Series. Okay, so home court advantage for the remainder of the series now, moving forward, is with advantage Rockets. So now the Rockets are just winning their home games will actually get them their ticket. It could be their ticket and their train ticket to the finals. Okay, so and then here's really what it comes down to from what I witnessed and observed. CP3 is playing for his legacy. Chris Paul is playing for his legacy. That is what was very apparent to me, and I think that is really why the Rockets, I feel like, have power, because he really is very serious about his approach, and I very much feel as though that is going to be their leader for this entire time. Harden is justifying himself as the league MVP. That is another huge key. I mean, that's just a statement. That is a fact. And that fact will remain, and that is the reason why I'm giving advantage to the Rockets. And also, something that I saw that was unique was the Rockets teammates are really helping each other. I saw that as a difference in Game 4 than Game 3, and it's not that they weren't trying in Game 3, but you could really see how their teammates, it's a Rockets team function, and it's Chris Paul and James Harden that are leading the charge, but it is a whole team that is making each other look better. And I think with the home court advantage and purpose and the sense of team pride, will really help them and boost them in those crucial minutes. And then the absence of Andre for the Warriors, and just how the Warriors kind of responded to that loss, my question is a sub question would be, how will the Warriors respond to adversity? That is something that is the reason why I think the Houston will win, because I'm just not sure how the Warriors are going to respond to adversity. It's similar, reminds me of the 2016 swing, and I'm just it's something to think about. And then finally, the small ball lineup for the Rockets might be the antidote to all of the worries that they might have had about the Warriors. Okay. Now, my brother Alan is on the other side, so let me just mention what he thinks quickly. He, first of all, thinks that they are proven winners. The Warriors are proven winners, and, kind of the bigger the moment, the bigger they perform, and he thinks that they will make key adjustments, and he believes that there will be, they can impose a bigger lineup that could be problematic for the Rockets. And he just believes, bottom line, the reason why he thinks they're going to win, and we'll get to the numbers in just a minute, but he believes that the Warriors will win because the Warriors will respond to anything. So as I'm questioning the Warriors' response to adversity, my brother is telling me they will respond. All right, now we're on to the next question, which is how many points will be scored and why. So there's a really high line on this game, and that's at 220. And my number is 207. And my brother Alan's number is 208. So we're pretty close in our numbers, but I would say that the predictions are really high on this game. I believe that people think this will be a very high-scoring game, and I believe it will be too, but I think it'll be very purposeful and very intense. So that's why my number is 207, and my brother's number is 208. All right, now number 3, point spread, margin of victory. And my final score I have at 105 to 102, plus 3 Rockets. So I have the Rockets winning by 3 points, the score being 105 to 102. My brother Alan, he has his score 107 to 101, plus 6 Warriors. So my brother thinks that the Warriors are going to win by plus 6. And the spread is very, very close, again, much like the other Cavs-Celtics game, and it is plus 1 Rockets. So very, very, the swing really adjusted all of the odds, but it's going to be a very tough game. I think everyone can recognize that. All right, so now we are going to finish and conclude by identifying these key players that we believe will impact the game significantly. So starting with the Rockets, I have to start. Number 1, Chris Paul, okay? Absolutely, absolutely playing for his legacy. And you can see it's on display, and it is actually very fun to watch too. But I saw this in the last game number 4. Like I was saying earlier, you really want to make sure in this particular series that you are tracking game 4, because game 4 was an anomaly in terms of the momentum pattern. So the Rockets changed the momentum. The Rockets are now in control. And that is important for you to identify that, understand that it's important to go back. Whereas the other series in the Eastern Conference isn't so much where you want to go back in time. It's more about forward. This is about what just happened, because what just happened broke a particular pattern that everyone was anticipating. Okay, so with that said, I believed when I watched the game, I saw the main trigger was Chris Paul. He is the main trigger. And when they were down big in the first, Chris Paul took it to the paint and scored, and the Rockets exploded. Okay, it was in the first quarter, and then immediately that plus the combination of MVP James Harden, who we'll get to in a second, that combination, that's what triggered. And you remember they were down where it kind of looked like it was going to be a kind of repeat of Game 3, and then boom, Chris Paul took it to the paint. Okay, so the key with this player is when CP3 is money from the paint, the Rockets take off. And you just watch and observe. When he gets into the paint, and he is money in the paint, they take off, explode. Rockets, okay? Just like Houston Rockets, explode. And it was very evident, and it was pretty awesome, because I think that's the way true leaders do lead. They lead when they do go, the whole ship goes. And that's something that I think you're going to be seeing at home, because you remember, last thing I'll say about Chris Paul is remember his post-game interview. Do not forget that. He said we're Houston, we're coming home. We've got a lot, that we want to play for. And he was very calm about how he delivered that, but it was a statement saying, you ain't seen nothing yet because we're coming home, okay? All right, so with that said, then we're going on to James Harden, which not a lot needs to be said about James Harden because he is completely justifying himself as the league MVP, period. And his combination with him and Chris Paul, you saw what happened. You saw what could happen. And you saw that they broke a 16-game home winning streak. And when it didn't look like they were going to at first. So it wasn't like they didn't have that adversity hit them. So that's all I can say about James Harden is he's completely justifying himself as the league MVP, and he will continue to do so throughout the rest of this small 3-game series. And then finally, a couple other players I want to identify. My brother identified him last game and last time we reviewed, and it's true. Eric Gordon is still the X factor completely. I think that he's going to just explode at home again. Huge X factor that he was just the way that he approaches the game. And even his interviews, if you listen to his interviews, his approach is also very focused and sharp. Deadly combination in the playoffs. And then Trevor Ariza, I believe him to be the glue that holds everything together, and a huge reason why Rockets teammates are helping each other because, again, he was, when the game was going a little wayward, you could tell that he was one of those that are operating, the team, and you need those types of players to fill in those gaps, like I said, that happened throughout the course of the game. All right, so now we'll be identifying the key players for the Golden State Warriors. And I will begin with just reviewing what my brother was overall saying because, again, like I said, my brother has a different outcome predicted than I do. I believe the Rockets are going to win, and my brother believes the Warriors are going to win. So the reason why is my brother believes that KD is going to be great. He feels as though they are proven winners, all of them, and that the Warriors will respond. He thinks that Steph Curry, they're built for this. He believes that another point is he thinks that they should play. This is his advice, I guess, for the game and suggestion in terms of what could happen in order for them to be successful. That they might have to look at JaVale McGee to play a little bit more, and the Warriors could go bigger and sacrifice PJ Tucker, and then utilizing JaVale McGee. So he believes that if they can go bigger, they might be able to combat the Houston Rockets going small ball on them. And so that's really what he believes. He believes that they're going to be fine, and the Warriors they're proven winners. They've been in these moments and they're ready for it. So that's his take. But my take on the Warriors is a little bit different. I am questioning a lot of things more than my brother is. So the reason why is I feel as though foul trouble for Steph Curry. Let's start with Steph Curry. Foul trouble was his greatest sin that he committed in last game. So is that vulnerability? I feel like that might be a vulnerability. The absence of Andre, to me, revealed a lot of vulnerabilities on the team. And like I said, I fear, a momentum swing a la 2016, which I know is criminal to talk about, but it's just something that I think about. And then I think that all eyes got to be on Klay. He has to perform. I think he's the one who tilts the scales. I do believe that KD is going to be great. I agree with my brother on that for sure. And, Draymond, I think I want to see how he responds and, what will happen just from that absence of Andre. And then, but Steph will be Steph. I do agree with that. And I just think that there's a lot of questions now in this game. And I just feel like the questions are going to be answered by the Rockets and by their leader, Chris Paul. So those are my takes on the players, or our take on the players. But as you can see, we're pretty conflicted and it's pretty split. So it should make a very interesting result tonight. All right, that concludes this episode of The Wiggins Wager. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the next one.